So it literally so in 2014, that's how it happened. So,
Yep.
you
We'll
get
go ahead
it.
and get into it. Yep.
Yeah, you get invited to the combine.
Yep.
You work out the combine, you got to go through every team doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So as I'm going through the team doctors, everybody's like, have you had any major injuries? And, at that time I only had my shoulder. So they was checking out my shoulder, but then they started checking out my knees and everything. Cause I ain't never had no knee
Yeah.
injuries or anything. But they were like, my limbs are extra flexible, like where my joints are, they're not supposed to be that flexible. And then one doctor just randomly asked me like if I've ever heard about Marfan syndrome. And I was like, "No, I ain't never heard about that. Like, what is that?" You know? And I kind of brushed it off and I went through all the rest of the doctors. And then after the combine, NBA calls me and they're like, "Yo, a couple teams want to ask you, if you have Marfan syndrome, do you mind getting a blood test?"
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, "Shit, I don't know what the fuck that is." Like,
Yeah.
sure, you know? So I stayed an extra day in Chicago, got my blood drawn, and then they sent it to the testing and they let me go on with my pre-draft process.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I'm cooking.
How
I'm
many
talking
workouts you do?
like 10
Cooking.
cooking, but like people started ducking me in workouts.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was like though. Like they started ducking me,
Yeah.
you know? Um so it gets to June 21st. The draft is June 26th this year. And I'm thinking it's a regular day,
Yeah.
you know? I wake up like 6 a.m., eat breakfast. I'm on the court ready to go by 7 a.m. At Mo Williams Academy. He used to
Mm-hmm.
have Mo Williams MWA out here in Dallas
Yep.
when he was out here. Um, I worked out with my trainer Jay, and my high school coach, Coach Ray. And like the whole time I'm working out, I can kind of feel something's a little off because Ray Forsett, that's my man.
Yeah.
Like it was my high school coach. He helped me become the player that I was. Like he used to just dog me in practice so I could be a dog on the court. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like he held me accountable. And I just felt like, what's up with you, dog? Like,
Yeah.
what
Your
the
energy's off.
yeah, well, your energy is off. And
Mm.
I'm like, 2 days before this, I had got a call, from Boston and the Clippers saying that they just absolutely love me. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So like I'm like, man, this is a celebration. Like the draft is 5 days away. Like I'm going
Mm.
top 10. You know what I'm saying? Like guaranteed. So we finished the workout and he was like, man, let's go kick it with Mo. So the whole time I didn't even know, but like my parents, Coach Drew, and everybody was just gathering at my aunt's crib.
Mm-hmm.
Because my parents lived in Kansas at this time.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, we went to Mo's crib, barbecue, drinking, having fun, you know what I'm saying, just kicking the shit. And we got in the car to drive back. He got in the car because I rode with him.
Mm-hmm.
We got in the car to drive back. And this why I should have known something was up because this motherfucker ain't never picked me up. He's like, he ain't never picked me up for
Yep,
nothing.
just a little
He
shit.
picked me up that morning. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He picked me up that morning. He was adamant about it.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "No, I'm gonna pick you up." So I should have knew something was up right then.
Right
You know
then
what I'm
and there.
saying?
Yep.
But we on the way driving back, and man, when I tell you like he couldn't look me in my face, he wouldn't even say nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? And like he low key was swerving the car a little bit. I could tell like he was low key clicking in and out.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, man, what the something's wrong. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So then we pull up to the neighborhood and like I see Coach Drew's G-Wagon outside. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
shit, we finna have a party. I was like, oh, he was trying to hide the party from me. So I'm geeked up, right? I'm
Yeah.
geeked. I'm like, man, all right, shit, cool. And I see my mom and dad's car outside. I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, bet it's cool. Like, this is the day. Like, we
Yeah.
finna just have a little celebration because I had just shut my workouts down.
For sure.
And then shit, he pulled into the driveway and he just broke down. And that's when I knew. And I'm like, yo, what's up? And he was like, you need to go inside. And I remember I walked up to the front door and I unlocked it with my lanyard. And as soon as I opened the door, it was like a movie scene. Like everybody was in front of me, right? And my mom was in the very back of the room.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't notice anybody. It was
But your
like it
mom.
was just me and my mom in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And it was crazy because like I started walking towards her and like people was patting me on my back, Coach Drew and everybody, and my pastor was there, and everybody was like, "You gonna be all right." So I'm thinking that somebody, my little brother or sister may have passed, you know, like
Yeah.
I had a death in the family or something, you know?
Mhm.
And I walked up to my mom, bro, and like my mom probably like the most beautiful woman I've seen in my life. Like
Mhm.
she just drop dead gorgeous to me, you know, and like
Mhm.
she looked like she had nothing left in her. Like it was crazy, bro.
Mm.
And like her face, like my mom, she's little this like she looked white, but she's Korean and black, you know.
Mhm.
So she was a little light skinned lady, face cherry pink. And I'm like, what the hell? And like as soon as she made eye contact with me for the first time, I knew immediately what it was. And I was like, nah, there's
What
no way.
how'd you know it was that though?
Cause
Because that was probably the most did
that was
you they
because
was updating you?
I knew that they were still gonna send the results in. You know
Got
what I'm
you.
saying?
Okay.
And so they end up sending the results in to my parents. Well, they told my agent first.
Mhm.
And then my agent told my mom, and then they gathered everybody at my crib. And I remember Coach Jordan, everybody just dropped everything to be there that night to support me. And I remember as soon as I looked at my mom, I just blacked out. And I only thing I remember after I blacked out was that I was in the bathroom and I was splashing water on my own face. And I don't
Mhm.
even remember how I got into the bathroom. But I remember my dad was next to me. He was just like holding me, like kind of holding me up because I was stumbling a little bit.
Mhm.
And I had this moment where I just like looked in the mirror and like I just took a deep breath and then all my emotions just left.
Mhm.
And like I stopped crying immediately and like I just wiped my face and I just went and I sat on the stairs and everybody came around me and like was literally standing around me. And then I looked up and like my little brother and sister was in front of me and they was just like hysterically crying.
Yeah.
And like this is the moment where I felt like God actually just spoke through me and I just told them I was like, we're gonna be all right.
It's dope, bro. Tough situation. Tough
Tough.
situation. Prize Picks can get your money up. Shout out to Prize Picks for supporting Run Your Race. Me and my boy AJ gonna give you tips on how to get your money up.
Prize Picks is the daily fantasy sports game. They make it super easy to play. It takes less than 60 seconds to make your picks and submit your entries.
On Prize Picks, you don't play against anybody. You play against the Prize Picks projections. You pick 2 to 6 players. You either pick more or you pick less.
You already know it's my favorite day of the week, Taco Tuesday. Only because Prize Picks has 25% off of certain projections. You know what that means. It's time for me to cash out.
Like me and AJ said, Prize Picks can help you get your money up. You can make 25 times your money. So if you put in $100, you can make $2,500. If you put in $10, you can make $250. And they made it even easier. You can use Apple Pay for a quick and easy deposit.
Head over to prizepicks.com/race and use promo code RACE for a first deposit match up to $100.